Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really diving headfirst into Adobe Firefly.
Yeah, there's been a big wave of updates.
A significant wave, yeah. New AI image stuff, video generation.
Yeah.
But what really caught my eye is, well, they're pulling in tech from outside Adobe, too.
Exactly. And that's kind of the core of what we want to unpack today in this deep dive. We'll look at the new Firefly models themselves, image and video, the redesigned web app, which is interesting, and this inclusion of models from other big names.
Like OpenAI, Google.
Mm-hmm. So the mission here is really to figure out, okay, what are the key improvements? What does this actually mean for, making images or videos? And ultimately, why should you care?
Okay, good plan. Let's get straight to it then. Image generation. Firefly Image Model 4 and 4 Ultra. What's the main story here? Is it just better pictures?
Well, yes, better pictures, definitely. Yeah. But it's more than just like a slight quality bump. It's a noticeable leap, I'd say.
Okay.
Both in the output quality and the control you get. Speeds up too, which is always welcome. But Adobe's really focused on how well the models understand and render your prompts. So think better composition, getting the style right.
Like telling it how you want the shot, camera angle, zoom, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Getting much more specific with that kind of direction. It feels like we're moving past just getting something vaguely relevant,
Yeah, less wrestling with the AI to get the perspective you actually want. That'd be nice.
Precisely. And the resolution's up to 2K for Image Model 4, which makes the images more practical for, actual use.
Right. And the Ultra version, what makes it Ultra?
That one's really built for complexity. Think intricate scenes, lots of small details, things that might get kind of lost or messy in other models.
Okay.
It's crucial if you need really rich, detailed imagery.
They mentioned something about the training. Higher order of compute magnitude. Sounds fancy, but what does that actually do for the image?
Yeah, that sounds fancy. Basically, think of it like this. More compute power means they could train the model on way, way bigger and more varied sets of data. So the model just sees more, understands more visual information, and gets a more refined grasp of, relationships between objects, details, light.
Like a photographer who's studied millions more photos?
Exactly, that kind of idea. They just have a deeper understanding, which translates into, more nuance, more realism in the final output.
Got it. That makes sense for the detail. And it's not just the pictures themselves, right? They talked about text in the images. That's always been a bit messy.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a hurdle. We've all seen those AI images with, alien script where text should be. So these new models show real progress there. Getting text that looks natural, that you can actually read, integrated properly, makes a big difference to how believable a scene feels.
Okay, that's a good improvement. And there was something about reference images.
Right, that's a cool one. You can upload your own image to basically guide the style of what Firefly generates.
So like giving it a style guide.
Kinda, yeah. Great for keeping things on brand, or if you're aiming for a very specific look. It's like injecting your own visual DNA into the process.
Giving the AI a stylistic blueprint. I like that. Okay, let's shift gears. Motion. The Firefly video model, it was in beta, and now it's out for everyone.
Yep, general availability now, which is a big step. It means the tool is considered, more robust, more capable.
So what can we actually do with it now?
Well, the core idea is generating video clips. You can use text prompts, just describe what you want.
Like show me a rainy street scene at night.
Exactly. Or you can even give it a starting image as inspiration.
Okay.
And the useful part is the control. You can tweak camera angles, define the start and end points of the shot.
Oy.
Add atmospheric stuff like fog or rain to set the mood. Even customize the motion design within the clip.
And the quality.
It can output up to 1080p resolution, so it's definitely practical for a lot of video uses.
Okay, so better images, better control, and now accessible video generation. But there was also the Firefly vector model. Now, vectors, that's different from regular images, right, for design?
It's absolutely different. Key thing is editable vector-based artwork. So normal images, like JPEGs, are pixels. Zoom in too far, they get blocky.
Right.
Vectors use math, basically. Lines and curves. So you can scale them up or down infinitely, no quality loss.
Wow, okay.
So this Firefly vector model lets you generate things like logos, icons, maybe layouts for packaging patterns, all in that editable vector format.
So it's not just a picture of a logo, it's the actually usable logo file.
Exactly. It's a starting point, a design asset that a designer can then take into, say, Adobe Illustrator and tweak, refine, customize completely. It really bridges that gap between, AI just giving you an idea and getting something usable in a professional workflow.
That is a key difference, generating an actual asset, not just a preview. Okay, now, this feels like maybe the biggest strategy shift. The redesigned Firefly web app. You said it's like a hub.
That's definitely the vibe, yeah. It's not just about Adobe's own Firefly models anymore. That's the big news.
Right.
They've integrated access to models from, well, their competitors, frankly. OpenAI's image generation.
DLE, presumably.
Presumably, yeah. Google's Imagen 3 for images, VO2 for video. Flux's model is in there too.
Whoa. So you can like type in one prompt and see what Firefly gives you and what Google's model gives you side by side in Adobe's app.
That's the idea. Seamless switching, experimenting, comparing outputs right there.
That's bold.
It is. And crucially, they're automatically attaching content credentials to any image made in the app, no matter which model generated it.
The transparency thing, attribution.
Exactly. It underlines how important that's becoming. And they kind of hinted more models might be added later.
So it could become the place to go play with different AIs.
Potentially, yeah. A central destination. It's quite a strategic play, hosting your rivals like that.
Definitely signals ambition. Okay, staying with the web app theme, they also mentioned Firefly Boards. Public testing for that one. What is it?
Think of boards as like a digital canvas, a whiteboard for brainstorming, but with AI built in.
Okay, like a mood board.
Yeah, exactly. You can generate images right onto the board or upload your own, then arrange them, remix them, play around with ideas. It's about that early stage visual exploration.
Can you work with others on it?
Yep. Collaboration features are part of it, so you can build out ideas together. It's kind of like some other AI ideation tools out there, Visual Electric, maybe Cove, focusing on that initial creative spark, refining concepts together.
So less about the final polish piece, more about getting the ideas flowing and developing them visually.
Precisely. Visual thinking, early concept stages. Now, all this tech is cool, but how does it actually help someone using Adobe's main tools?
Right, like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Illustrator, the workhorses.
Well, Adobe confirmed these new models will be integrated into those existing products.
Okay, that's key.
No specific timeline given yet, but just knowing it's coming is important. That integration is where you'll really see workflows change, I think. Imagine having these image or video generation tools right inside the software you already use every day.
Yeah, that moves it from interesting tech demo to practical tool I can use now.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's not just the front-end apps getting upgrades. They're also improving things for developers with APIs.
Right, application programming interfaces, so other software can talk to Firefly.
Yep. The text-to-image API and an avatar API are now generally available. Developers can build those capabilities into their own apps or services.
Okay.
And importantly, there's a new text-to-video API out in beta now. That opens up a lot of possibilities for automated video creation. It's all part of what they call Firefly services.
This is not just for individual creators, but businesses and developers can plug this tech into their own systems too.
Exactly. Okay, one last but pretty vital piece, trust and transparency. They're testing a web app for content authenticity. What's the goal there?
Yeah, this seems increasingly important.
It really is. The basic idea is to give creators a way to attach verifiable information credentials to their digital work.
Like metadata.
Yeah, metadata that clearly shows, who made it, its history, basically proving ownership and attribution.
Helps track where an image came from.
Exactly. And significantly, it includes an option for creators to specify if they're okay with their work being used to train AI models in the future.
So putting control back in the creator's hands regarding training data.
Precisely. It's about giving creators more control over their IP and making attribution clearer, especially now AI content is everywhere. It feels like a really necessary step for, responsible AI development.
Yeah, it addresses those big concerns around copyright, IP, and the ethics of training data. Makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. We've seen big jumps in Firefly's image quality and control with Model 4 and Ultra. The video tool is now out for everyone. We've got AI making editable vector graphics, a totally revamped web app, acting as a hub, bringing in competitor models, new brainstorming tools with Firefly Boards, and a continued focus on integrating this into Adobe's main products, plus that content authenticity push.
It's a really comprehensive set of updates.
Yeah, the main themes seem to be like more power, more control, but also broader access, both to Firefly itself and now to other AI tools through that central app.
I agree. And that integration of competitor models, that could really change how creatives explore and choose their AI tools going forward. It's one to watch.
Definitely. So maybe the final thought for you, our listener, is this. How might having this ability to easily access and compare different AI models all in one place actually change your creative process? Could it push you to experiment more?
And as you get more say over whether your work trains future AIs, what new things do you need to consider as you create in this constantly evolving landscape?
Good questions. Plenty to think about there. Thanks for tuning into this deep dive.